definitely a tough act to follow. Listen, I went through this once. It didn't happen for me. I'm back here again, doing it again, and I believe it's going to happen for me. In my nomination meeting, I said, at the time I only knew about Ms. Twyla as a potential, and I knew about Brother Carlo. And I know that we're all praying people.
Yes.
I know that I have the energy, the passion, the leadership, and the relationships to bring people together so that I can take our voice to the table. And if we go collectively together, the government of Nova Scotia, Tim Houston, has no choice but to listen, because there's going to be another election in 2 years. I'm not here, as Ms. Twyla said, by choice. Deep down inside of me, everything that's leading me to this moment, and each day that I go and knock on doors, I'm getting more and more affirmations that I am called to be a leader, to bring the Prestons together. White, black, Cherry Brook, Lake Loon, because as a kid, I'm like, Cherry Brook, Lake Loon, one place to me. But when you talk to people and you hear them saying, I'm not from Cherry Brook, I'm from Lake Loon. It's like, are you serious? I grew up in a community when I was in Toronto where if you're from the other community, you better be wearing a bulletproof vest. I moved back here with the intent to not to see our community come to that. There's party platforms that has to be put in place because it's bigger than the black community in Preston, so they say it's just shooting and killing each other, all right? But for me, it's the young people in our community, because I know that if we do better for them, it's gonna be better for our elders in the community. The shoulders for which I stand on. I've learned from Carlo, you know what I mean? I have a relationship with Bobby. I respect this guy to the max. He cares about his community. I'm getting to know Ms. Twyla. I don't know you. And in my time, I'm being told that my time is up. But I will keep it real, whether you like it or you don't. Opportunists have always impacted our community.
Thank you. That was a great segue, something I'd like to address, obviously.
You're prepared for it because you knew.
No, for sure.
I'm not even hearing.
There's a good reason here. So, elephant in the room, I'm the only person in this race, the only person running the by-election who doesn't live in the district. As I mentioned, I grew up in Lawrencetown, just outside one end of the district. Now I live just outside the other end of Wellington. Also, the only candidate, to my knowledge, who doesn't have roots in the historic boundaries of Preston, the community of Preston. You probably wonder, why am I even running here? Now, the safe answer would be, I'm party leader. The party leader doesn't have a seat. You're running a by-election, but that's not it. That ain't it. The real reason is because it's a short campaign. It's in the summer. We can thank Tim Houston for that. It's grueling. Running for a third party in a by-election where you stand little chance, that's doing somebody a favor. And I'm not going to go to somebody, a real earnest representative of the community, and say, I'd like you to do me a favor and represent my party running in this by-election, because you're not going to get anything out of it. So I take it as my responsibility as party leader to tell you what the Green Party is about, so that when the next general election comes, I can be serious, recruit a candidate and tell them, I've done some legwork, I've gone out, I've been in the community, I've talked to people, there's a foundation for you now, and I can pass that torch off. Because like I said, running for a third party, it's an uphill battle. Bobby is a brave guy doing that. Summer election, small party, by-election, tough combination. So that's where I'm coming from. I want to let you know that, and let me tell you this. If you are not comfortable voting for me because I don't live in the district, I respect that 110%, and I would not ask you to vote for me, and you should absolutely vote for one of these fantastic candidates who is not me. Fantastic. Absolutely do that. I have absolute respect for that and fully support that. But if you want to send a message, with your vote, because let's be real, regardless of the outcome of this by-election, there's going to be a PC majority government. That's not going to change until the next general election. If you want to use your vote to send a message that things need to change, that green priorities matter to you, and you'd like to see a green MLA here from the community after the next general election, by all means vote for me, if that's what you'd like to do. I won't ask you what to do. If I still have, do I have like 30 seconds? All right, I just quickly want to say I'm glad housing was brought up, because that is something that is sorely neglected. I really hope there be a question on that. The provincial government needs to stop trying to pass the buck to other levels of government, especially the municipality, and they need to actually get serious about housing and actually start getting back into the business of building housing like they used to do up until the 1990s, where they cut all the budgets on it and let the free market take it over. It's an ideological decision. The idea was that the free market would give us housing. It has not. It's failed. It's $1,800 for a one-bedroom apartment. That is an absolute failure, and it's time we ended this experiment and went back to how we did it before, because that worked. If you look at the inflation numbers right now, it's 2.8%, and they're bragging about it. But if you look at housing, it's more like 2-3 times that, and it's even worse than that in Nova Scotia. Housing is killing us right now. People are literally dying because they don't have enough housing. We need to do something about it, and we need to stop this free market experiment, and we need to do it yesterday. Thank you.